What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today I'm going to be bringing you the disassembly of my Asher knife Spiro titanium frame lock. Part of the motivation behind the disassembly is we're going to actually be doing a little bit of an anodizing job. So I need to get this all taken apart and see what is steel and what is titanium on this particular knife. If you don't like what the ano looks like when it comes out, you can use a little bit of Winks to remove the ano. Just be mindful, it is going to make the titanium look matte again. You'll need a set of Weehaw bits and a good group of tools to take this apart. It is going to be T6 all around and then T8 hardware for the big stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in taking this apart. Just make note that this Spiro actually has the Civivi titanium pocket clip on it. This is not the factory pocket clip, so I just want to make sure that it is noted before we get too far into the disassembly of this knife. Because I am doing all anodizing, I am taking it completely apart, including the filler here on the outside. I'll circle back to that in a second. I am really not in the mood to fight with anything today. Let's see here. I believe, if I remember right, yeah, this is T8 hardware here. Take that all the way out. The fact that it's sticking to the tool lets me know that all of the hardware itself is steel. So that mystery automatically is solved right out the gate. Let's go ahead and take the pivot all the way out. T8 there. Yeah, and steel. So that is definitely one way that they're able to cut the cost of this. So fully milled, if you're curious, on the inside, and then the washers are facing the blade itself. So we'll clean that up before we put everything back together. Standoff, all of the steel hardware and everything will go up top. Let me move that up so I know that goes with the pocket clip. And interestingly, they had the shorter screw, or maybe I'm not paying attention. The longer screw should be where it's thickest, which would be here. Not really sure. Could be that it was going through the titanium, so that might be why the longer one is there. So let's go ahead and get that taken apart. Get this. Oh, the screw is still. It is a loose standoff, so we'll put this here next to the other one to keep track of everything. Keep this standoff here, and this standoff here as well. It's a very tight tolerance, so that's a good thing. That means that is not going to spin freely or as easily. What you're going to want to do once you have your lock bar insert removed is you're going to want to do a really nice clean. Make sure you don't have any oil or grease or anything still on the knife itself. And because this is for the lock bar, I'm going to set these two parts separate down here. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, I think it's the screw, just the standoff. Yeah, it's definitely the entire titanium. The entire pivot is steel, not titanium. So let me see if I can get this to break loose. There we go. So I can clean it really well. All right, so these are all the parts that are going to get anodized, and then what we'll do for the reassembly is we'll clean it all off once it's been anodized, and I'll show you how to reassemble it and what it'll look like once it's finished. We'll be right back. All right, we are back and ready to, I believe, put everything back together. As you can tell, I went with a variant of green. What we're going to be doing is going ahead. I got the pivot in the upright direction ready to go. We're going to just put a couple of drops here on the bearing track. If you remember, the bearings were facing towards the blade with the closed side up. So just a couple drops in there because it seems to be flowing really good. We'll go ahead and insert the stop pin back in. And oh yeah, one thing I did forget to do that we'll do really quickly is reinstall the lock bar / over travel stop insert. So make sure that you have put your screw somewhere where you can find it very quickly and get that started. Oops. As mine goes flying across the table. Let's try that again. Oh, that's why it's not sitting in. Apologies if you hear the dogs barking. My daughter's dog is over visiting, so our dog feels like she needs to show off for the little visitor. So she's barking at anything in the neighborhood today just to show what a big girl she is. But I personally don't mind it at all, long as she's having fun and they're enjoying each other's company. Sorry that took so long. Let's go ahead and finish. All right. And the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and install the blade. Actually, you know what? I don't think I wiped this off. Give me just a second here to grab a fresh cloth. Go ahead and do a nice dry wipe down. Make sure that everything's nice and clean, because that is the main reason for the disassembly, right? It's for maintenance usually. Very rarely are you doing any type of mods. All right. Now we'll go ahead with the blade cleaned off and install that. Drop that down in there. Grab your favorite lube and put a couple of drops. Boy, this is flowing today. I'm not quite sure why it's in such a good mood, such a generous mood. All right, so now that you have that installed, what you'll want to do is go ahead and get your standoffs and put those back into the titanium backspacer. Oof, it is a tight fit, I tell you. That is some seriously tight tire lunch. I'm not quite sure who's making this for. Asher, again, I definitely apologize that I don't know. One of them is, one of the standoffs is better than the other as far as the tolerances. So a little inconsistent there, but it isn't bad, really. Oh, Lord. As I say that, it's hard to do this with the rubber gloves in because I can't really get a good feel if it has fallen in to place. So it's definitely in place there. And now that my hand is completely blocking everything, it's hard really to work around the tripod too. I might fast forward past this so you don't have to watch in agony as I go through all of this. But let's try here. Ooh, we're in the holes. That's not too bad. I'm gonna turn my mic too. I think I bumped it while I was trying to get that ready to go. All right. Now that you have that in place, don't forget you have your lanyard barrel that you need to install as well. I would recommend at this point, go ahead and make sure that you hold your backspacer in place. I did line the pivot up so that the D shape was facing up, but it looks like it may have shifted a little bit. So I'm going to try to catch it and move it. Oh, I stand corrected. I stand wholly corrected. Let's see here. There we go. Is this closing? No, what is messing up? Daggone it. It's that backspacer. Hang on one second. Okay. All right. Depivot. There we go. Now it fell into place. I'm going to go ahead and get the pivot bolt started first, and then I will get the hardware going next. Really hard to do with these gloves too. And I apologize for reaching across the screen there, but I had my right hand holding it in place, so I just want to kind of get it started at least a little bit. And then what you'll want to do, bring your pocket clip over, get that installed. You're getting to see the colors shine through now. There we go. Get that going. Hopefully, since that back barrel was so tight, it won't move around too much. Sorry, my finger is probably still a little wet, so you're gonna see just a little bit of glistening going on off the pocket clip until I can get everything all the way assembled. And there we go. Oh no, it's trying to cross thread. Hold on now. Really hard to do this with the gloves, guys. Really hard to get it to go. All right, I'm gonna hope nothing moves on me. There we go. There we go. Everything's in there nice and tight now. Let's go ahead and grab where that one's for the, okay, these are for this, the standoff is for this one. There we go. Hopefully there's enough tension in here to keep the standoff from spinning too much. Perfect. And then install your last hardware bolt. Oh, sorry, that's for the plate, the kick plate that goes on the front. Your last standoff screw, nice and snug, and then your kick plate can go and get installed. I'm gonna try to put this on the Is this a 6? Or is this an 8? That's a 6. That's why it's not working. All right, guys, we're almost there. I apologize for the delay, but at least you'll get to, oh, there we go. See everything installed. Check the blade play. Check centering, dead center. All right, let's see. I don't think it's loose. I'll check it. Give it a little bit of a tightening. All right. I am going to take these gloves off, dry the knife off, and show the knife off. Be right back. All right, we're back. I have it dried off for the most part. You can see a little bit there where my hands are just a little sweaty from being in the gloves for so long. So I did the standoff to match the back spacer and to match the pocket clip. And I did like that mint green against that really pretty vibrant blue. I think it came out pretty good, but all in all, I'm gonna get this dirty again now. I think the action on here is pretty good. Everything's locked up. I think the blade came out centered. Let me see here. I don't know what it's focusing on. Yeah, so the blade came out centered. Nice and smooth. The action was smooth beforehand, but it feels smooth after. I'm really happy with the colorways and the way that that came out. I think it came out really nice. You can let me know down in the comments what you think. I'll do my best to edit this to try to get through some of those points where I kept dropping the screws with the gloves on, but hopefully you did get to enjoy the reassembly and also the anodizing that I did on this particular Spiro. If you did enjoy the video, if you could do me a favor, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. If you are subscribed, thank you for your continued support. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to set your notification bell to all. I hope all of you have a fantastic week, and until next time, peace.